So you're thinking about refinancing your home loan, and you've got a big decision to make. Do you stick with your current bank, or do you see what a broker can find for you? Today, we're going to cut through all the noise and figure out who really gives you the better deal, and how you can make the absolute smartest choice for your money.
All right, let's just jump right in with a statement that might sting a little, but honestly, the data really backs it up. For most of us homeowners, just sticking with what we know could be costing us a small fortune. The real question is, why?
Well, the main culprit has a name, and it's called the loyalty tax. Yeah, it sounds a bit sneaky, and frankly, it is. It's this hidden cost you pay for staying put, and we're about to pull back the curtain and show you exactly how it works.
So, what is this thing exactly? Put simply, banks are always trying to get new business, right? So they roll out these amazing, super low interest rates to lure new customers in the door. But for their existing, loyal customers, well, those shiny new rates often don't get passed on. You end up paying more than a complete stranger walking in off the street for the exact same product.
And look, this isn't just some abstract theory. This has a real-world cost. Take this story from our source material. A homeowner had a friendly chat with a broker and discovered that just 2 years of loyalty had cost them nearly $7,000 in interest they didn't need to pay. Think about that for a second. That's a family vacation, a kitchen upgrade, a huge boost to your savings, just gone.
That kind of gut punch moment is something we all want to avoid, right? So how do you actually fight back against this loyalty tax? It really all boils down to a choice between two very different ways of refinancing your mortgage.
Okay, let's break it down. On one side, you have the mortgage broker, who shops around at dozens of lenders for you. On the other, you have the direct lender. That's your bank, where you're pretty much handling the whole thing yourself. One offers a massive amount of choice. The other offers familiarity. Let's dig in and see which one really comes out on top.
First up, let's talk about brokers. There is a very good reason they have become the go-to choice for a huge number of homeowners. It all comes down to leveraging the power of competition.
I mean, just look at these numbers. Over 70%. 70% of Australians now use a mortgage broker for their home loans. This isn't some niche choice anymore. It is the mainstream path, and that shows a massive shift in how people are finding the best value.
So why the big switch? Well, a broker gives you access to a massive panel of lenders, not just one. They bring expertise, helping you structure your loan to save money and avoid really nasty traps like cross-collateralization. You do not want to get tangled up in that. Plus, let's be honest, they handle the mountains of paperwork and use their industry clout to negotiate a much better deal than you could probably get on your own.
But hang on, it's not a total slam dunk for brokers. To be fair, going directly to your bank isn't always the wrong move. There are some very specific situations where the direct approach can actually be the simpler and sometimes even the smarter option.
So when does it make sense? Well, if you're a high-value customer, your bank might have a special retention team ready to cut you a deal to keep you. Or if what you need is really simple, like just a rate cut with no other changes. Maybe you're a DIY type who really likes to be in the driver's seat. And finally, if you're in a massive hurry, like your fixed rate is about to expire tomorrow, going direct can sometimes be a bit faster.
Now let's circle back to that loyalty tax. We've talked about it as an idea, but what does it actually look like in dollars and cents? Well, thanks to some data from the Reserve Bank of Australia, we can put some hard numbers on the cost of just doing nothing.
So get this. The RBA found that, on average, existing customers are paying 0.41% more in interest than new customers at the exact same lender. It might not sound like much, but that tiny percentage snowballs into a huge problem.
Let's translate that into real money. On a typical $500,000 mortgage, that 0.41% difference costs you an extra $2,050 every single year. That's over $2,000 you're giving the bank for no reason other than loyalty.
And here is where the damage really adds up. Over the full 30-year life of that same loan, you are looking at a staggering $61,500 in extra payments. That is the real, tangible cost of the loyalty tax. It's not just a number on a page. That's a car, a university education, a huge part of your retirement nest egg.
Okay, so armed with all this information, how do you decide what to do? It's not about a one-size-fits-all answer. It's about looking at your specific situation and choosing the path that actually aligns with your needs.
You should probably lean towards a broker if it's been a while since you've checked your rate, if you want to see all your options laid out, or if your finances are a bit complex, especially if you're a property investor. If you value expert advice and absolutely hate paperwork, a broker is your advocate.
On the other hand, consider going direct if you have that strong, high-value relationship with your bank and can get a great deal, or if you just need a simple rate cut, nothing more. If you prefer to manage the process yourself or you're in a real time crunch and need a fast outcome, it can also be the right choice. The crucial point is to match the path to your specific circumstances.
Ultimately, it really all boils down to this one single powerful question. Every extra dollar you pay in interest is a dollar that pads your lender's profits. Are you okay with that? Or are you ready to put that money back where it belongs, in your own pocket? If you're ready to take control and stop paying that loyalty tax, your next step is to get informed. For practical, expert-backed guidance to help you navigate your refinancing journey, head on over to propertychat.ai. It's time to make your smart choice today.